Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt had a security briefing with Texas law enforcement officials just last week. It's when you saw a bunch of governors who actually care about the border go down and actually see it. He saw firsthand why this is another horrible policy and a long list of failures regarding our southern border. Governor Stitt, thank you so much for being here. It's good to see you. I got to ask you, what did you see when you were down there? What did you walk away? Did it dramatically alter your idea of how bad the situation at the border was? It's one thing to see it on camera. It's another thing to be down there and see it firsthand. What was your takeaway?
Yeah, well, first off, myself and 25 other governors, so 26 governors out of the 50, so more than half of the country, asked President Biden for a meeting and nothing. He ignored us, crickets, refused to have a meeting with us. So 10 governors, we went down to the border, and it is a tremendous crisis. Governor Ducey, Governor Abbott, this affects every single state because the drugs coming into Oklahoma are coming from Mexico. Our fentanyl deaths are up, methamphetamines. We just indicted a drug kingpin from Mexico with 2,000 pounds of meth. So it is a crisis coming across our border. But I'll tell you this: the takeaway that I got was we need to change one policy. When President Trump was in office, if you were seeking asylum in the U.S., you had to stay in Mexico until your court date. Biden changed that day one, and basically, if you touch the U.S. soil, they're going to release you into the U.S. with all the social services, and then tell you, "Hey, come back on the honor system in 2 years to your appointed court date." And in effect, you basically know that you're going to get released into the U.S. as long as you just touch a U.S. soil. And so that has created just tremendous mass migration. And we need to change that one policy to stop the flood of people coming into the U.S.
And that's something, Governor, that a lot of people don't realize is just because it's happening at the border doesn't mean it doesn't affect other parts of the interior. You know, you're talking about these massive drug busts. And of course, you know, people coming in, I thought we were in a pandemic. If I were to leave and then come back in the country, I have to provide a negative test or have a vax pass, a coronavirus injection pass. But individuals at the southern border, they don't have to provide such evidence at all whatsoever. There have been numerous reports about this from people who've been on the ground. Not only have they heard this from those people crossing illegally into the country themselves, but also a lot of the really kind of left-leaning organizations that are down there that are trying to get people in and get them out and help and get them transferred to other parts of the interior. How would something like that affect Oklahoma, especially when you have the federal government, Governor, they're trying to say, well, if you get to a certain percentage, you have like this many hospitalizations, you have XYZ, well, then we're going to come in, that eviction moratorium is they try doing that, or they're going to try to do some other kind of top-down mandate because of an increased, maybe perhaps transmission rate, that people can't say that it couldn't be transmitted this way. If I get yelled at for not wearing a face mask going through a drive-through, then I'm sure that this probably can contribute to it as well. I just wanted to get your thoughts on all of the effects that something like this has on the interior.
Well, everything that comes out of this administration is just political theater. And they've lost confidence in the American people because people are smart enough to see right through this political nonsense. 18% of the people that are coming across the border are being tested or positive for COVID. Yet they're refusing, they're trying to mandate and vaccinate. I mean, they're trying to mandate policy and dictate to American citizens. It's preposterous. And you know, I want everybody to know that in Oklahoma, we believe in freedoms. And as long as I'm governor, we're not going to mandate vaccines. This is personal choice. These are freedoms. I love what Ronald Reagan said. Ronald Reagan's favorite definition of freedom is the ability to say no. And right now, it's like we've lost the ability to say, you know what, for my choice or for my family, this is my decision. And we're not gonna listen to some bureaucrat in Washington, D.C. say what's best for me and my kids.